Cruise news time. And well, I didn't think I would be talking about global domination today, but today I am. We've got a cruise line making another big move. Also, we have a Virgin cruise ship going to a cruise port for the very first time. And I got to tell you about this cruise mom that was straight up online bullied. Wait till you hear what she did to catch the guff of the internet. Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Little Loga. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views for your face. It's Friday. It's the 1-2 of January 2024. And are you ready for the weekend? Look, I've found an interesting thing to do in town on Sunday, and it involves a former wrestler, one Brutus the Barber Beefcake. And speaking of barbers, I did get the haircut yesterday, and for the first time ever, I had an experience. The haircut came to my house. I got my haircut in a trailer in front of my... This was the best thing ever. I got my haircut and just walked right back into the house. So Brutus the... Friday, I'm hyped. Shall we talk about some cruise news? Cruise news story number one. Can we talk about MSC Cruises? They're walking around singing, "Ain't no stopping us now." Shout out Ludacris. They are expanding to another cruise port, and of course, they're going to America's darling cruise port, Galveston, Texas. Starting in November of next year, November of 2025, you'll be able to get on the MSC Seascape for 7-night Western Caribbean cruises, joining everybody over there, right? Carnival, Royal, Norwegian's got a ship, Princess has a ship over there. Texas has a cruise port in it. Anybody get that reference? Shout out Dolly Parton. MSC, look, I had a great time on my short cruise on MSC. I think they're getting better and better. I think people maybe had a bad MSC experience that maybe should try it again. But then Texas, they're going to get to try it. Are you in Texas? Are you excited? Leave a comment below. Cruise news story number two. Virgin Voyages cruise ship the Valliant Lady has visited Nassau in the Bahamas for the very first time. I love these stories. You guys should know that by now. I like it because it's such a symbolic, cool, commemorative thing that happens in cruising when a new cruise ship goes to a new cruise port. There's a little bit of regalia that goes along with it. They have a little plaque exchange ceremony. One of my favorite things to do on a cruise ship these days is to find whether or not those plaques are displayed. It's really neat. On most cruise ships, they'll be like in a trophy case. Some ships have them hidden away like on the bridge, but if they're publicly displayed, you can really get a good sense of where that ship has been by looking at all the different plaque exchanges. And again, we watch Virgin Voyages as they start to increase their fleet size to see if they're going to be viable in the cruise industry going forward. They continue to do it, and so this is a big milestone for them, going to probably one of the more popular cruise ports in the Caribbean, Nassau in the Bahamas. I've only been on the Scarlet Lady. I haven't even gotten Jenny B on one of the Virgin ships yet, but maybe we got to get that on our 2024 or 2025 to-do list. Congratulations, VV, for going to Nassau in the Bahamas. Now, we got to talk about this cruise mom that got bullied on a Royal Caribbean cruise ship just for trying to advocate for herself in a challenging situation on board. She done got drugged by the internet. We're going to talk about that, but first, let me quickly invite you to subscribe if you like staying up to date with everything going on in cruising. Please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. I'm going through the news so you don't have to. Doesn't cost anything. Subscribe, notification bell, thank you in advance. All right, here's the hubbub. There was a woman who went on a cruise with a big group of family members. And she happily told us during her postings on social media that the family, the whole group, spent about 40 grand. It's a lot of people. They spent about 40 grand to be on Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas. The challenge was this: her neighbors consistently on this cruise, they were playing loud music into the evening, and they were smoking on their balcony, and that balcony was one of those interior balconies, either in the Central Park area or the boardwalk balcony, not an ocean-facing balcony, which doesn't matter because you're not supposed to smoke on the balcony either way. So they would smoke on the balcony, they would play loud music, they would party hardy, and it was being disruptive to this lady. She went to security on Royal Caribbean like 8 times and never got any relief. And so finally she took to TikTok with an appeal to the masses. What should I do? How do I get this resolved? And instead of people giving her advice on how to get it resolved, they started calling her names. They straight up online bullied her. I hate this. They called her a Karen. I feel bad. I have a wonderful Aunt Karen who I love dearly. I hate the fact that Karen has now become synonymous for, people complaining. She got called a cruise Karen. She got called entitled. Basically they told her to shut her mouth, and she got bullied. And so the thing that really I struggle with all of this is 2 things. She's got a legit complaint. People should not be smoking on their balcony and playing music late into the evening. And secondly, Royal Caribbean should have fixed the problem. Like the fix that she got from Royal Caribbean, she was in contact with customer service. Sounds like they checked in on her often, but seemingly the only thing that Royal Caribbean did do, they never solved this situation of the unruly neighbors. That sounds like an Encyclopedia Brown case, the case of the unruly neighbors. Encyclopedia Brown, man. Maybe is this the gateway to critical thinking when you're a child? Have you got your kids Encyclopedia Brown? You could tell which ping pong ball it was because it was in the cold thermos. That's a deep Encyclopedia Brown cut. All Royal Caribbean did for this lady was they gave her a free bottle of wine, they gave her a free lunch at Johnny Rockets, and she got a voucher for 10% off of a future sailing. Maybe just her cabin. I don't know if the whole $40,000 became a 10% off $4,000 credit. It's probably just this lady. But I don't know. What's the lesson? So I made a list on the tail end of the story. What are your options if you were the person that had the unruly neighbor? Number 1, you could just keep your mouth shut. You could just chalk it up to, hey, that's the risk sometimes. Even though I spent all this money, I'm having a bad time, but I'm not going to say anything. Number 2 is what she did. You can go to the cruise line and try to get it resolved, but that didn't really work out for her. And then number 3, I guess you could confront the people, which if you remember that story where a guy recently got, cut in the head with a glass for confronting somebody, that doesn't seem like a great option either. I don't know what the resolution is. All I want to say is I feel bad that this lady got called out for just trying to vent her frustrations. And I think it's okay to say, as a consumer, I paid a lot of money for an experience and I'm not getting any relief from the cruise line or from these people. I don't think that makes you entitled. You are entitled, actually. If your family spends $40,000 on something, I think you are entitled to the value of that $40,000. So yeah, maybe entitled's not a bad thing in this thing. Stop calling people Karen. And what do you think? What would you do in this situation? Leave a comment below. Thank you so greatly for checking out the show today. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. This is Tony for La Lido Loca. Until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye. Cruise News.